Hi, everybody. This is Dave. I am on my third day home sick from school. So if things aren't getting posted up as quick as usual, then that's why. I've been very sick with some kind of bronchitis or almost like pneumonia, but I think I'm starting to get better now. So I didn't post a welcome to chapter or to week 19 yesterday. This is going to have to suffice for that welcome. Um, in this chapter, we have, well, first of all, the story of what's going on here. It looks Sextus and Marcus are playing ball. The carriage is still stuck in the ditch. The Raida est in fossa. Um, and they're sitting around. They were identifying vehicles before, and now what are they doing to amuse themselves? And they are pulling a ball out and chucking it around. And so that's the story, and I'll go through the first two paragraphs of that story in a minute. But I also wanted to give you a heads up. This chapter does have one of the more notoriously problematic topics for students, and that is if you see right up here, the agreement of nouns and adjectives in Latin. For some reason, and I think it's mostly a failure to memorize things or to think about cases and things like that, but for some reason, this chapter always gives my students problems. So I'm going to produce two videos. One, this one, which is just the introduction to the story, and then I'll follow it up with a little bit of a heads up on making nouns and adjectives agree in Latin. That subject is detailed, or that topic is detailed, basically from the bottom of page 120. Starts here. You see 120 nouns and adjectives agreement one, and it goes on for just like a little bit of a page. I think it goes on to page 121, ending right here at the top of 122. And then you have your first exercise that you have to do. So this 16b I'll cover in a separate video. Maybe I'll do 16b and a little bit of 16d because I know you have those two to do this week. So maybe a couple from each of those in the second video. But for now, let's go through the first couple of paragraphs of the story. So let's start here. Yam nona ora erat. You see nonos down here means ninth, and this is a feminine. Nona ora. Ora is feminine, means hour. And so that's why nona and ora are nona and not nonos. And this is a good example of a noun and an adjective agreeing with one another right here, nona ora. So now it was the ninth or hour. The carriage, ad hoc haerebat, still was stuck, motionless, not moving, in the ditch. But nihil facere, to do nothing, sextum debat, bored Sextus. Let me see that down here. Bored Sextus. So it bored Sextus to do nothing, for he was a or an active or energetic boy. Suddenly, therefore, he runs to the carriage and opens, aperit. Is that new now? No, you've had it before. No, there it is. Aperio, aperire, to open. So he aperit kistam. He opens a trunk. You remember when the Cornelii were packing up for Rome, they had kistai, or kistas, trunks. So he opens a trunk. Then he pulls out from the trunk a ball. He pulls a ball out of the trunk. He asks Marcus, Visne, now you see down here, Visne, do you want? Again, that NE just means a yes or no question is being asked. So really the verb is vis, which means you want. So when you add NE onto vis, you have do you want? Do you want to play ball? Marcus, he shouts. He throws the ball to Marcus at once, immediately. Marcus, excipit eam, catches it. Now you see eam down here. You've seen eam as her, but it also can mean a feminine thing, like the ball here. So he excipit, welcomes, receives, or catches. So he catches it and sends it back to Sextum, or sends it to Sextum, or throws it to Sextus. Again and again, the boys were throwing the ball. Yakiebon, imperfect verb. Were throwing the ball. Alter ad alterum, one to the other, or back and forth. Then Sextus, who always wants to bother Cornelia, as a joke, per jokum, throws the ball and hits Cornelia. Ferret, from ferio, ferire, to strike or to hit. And there it is right there. So a little bit of new vocabulary there. So I've given you the first two paragraphs there. So you're going to have to finish that on your own. It goes on to the next page. Excuse me. Sorry, as I say, I've been sick. It goes on to the next page, but I'll stop there, and that'll be the end of this video. So that's just the story. In the next one, I'll give you a quick heads up on how to make sense of 16b and maybe a little bit of 16d, unless I find that it's taking too long to describe 16b. But that'll probably be it for the day because I am still feeling kind of lousy. So anyway, good luck, and check in on the next video. Okay, take care.